Today on JLM Films Unboxings and Tech Tips, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the new MacBook Pro with Retina display. I'll also be doing an unboxing as I talk about some of the new specifications that have been included on the new MacBook Pro. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first unboxing video of the new MacBook Pro with Retina display, 15.4 inch. And we've got it right here. And this is actually my first Mac product that I've purchased from Apple, and I'm very excited about this. I've always been more of a Windows person, but we've got the new MacBook Pro right here, and as you can see in the box it says MacBook Pro with the classic Apple white packaging. Very, very good, not questionable whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of the box and set it on there. As you can see, they've got the Apple MacBook Pro right there on the front, and it's very, very thin, which allows for extreme portability. And on the box here, we've got this little piece of paper, which I believe is probably the shipping information. It's a bit ripped. That's good. It's always good. It's good when your new products. It's good when your new products are ripped. It's fine. Yes, order information. I ordered this on the 17th, as you can see right here, and it was shipped on the 24th and arrived on July 30th. So that's not bad. That's only about 13 days of wait time, just over 2 weeks. It actually shipped early. It was supposed to take 3 to 4 weeks, but it shipped early. And the reason it did take so long was because I went with the 2.6 gigahertz quad-core Intel i7 processor, but I did upgrade the RAM from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes. And I'm just going to set this down over here. On the box, however, it's shipped by FedEx, assembled in China. And when I tracked it online. It tracked from Shanghai to Anchorage, Alaska, to Tennessee, and then to my hometown here in South Carolina. So, not too much information on this other than tracking number, shipment information, yep, and these cute little corner supports to keep it from breaking on the way, you know. It's always good. Alright, so here, we get to the real box here, and very simple. Classic, as I said before, Apple white packaging, little Apple logo. And on the back here we've got, this basically has the specifications of the computer slightly, just a few of them. And we've got 15.4 inch, 2.6 gigahertz quad-core processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 512 gigabyte flash memory. And the great thing about this new 2012 model of MacBook Pro is that they've eliminated spinning disk drives and have gone to flash storage, which is up to 4 times faster and much more reliable because there's no spinning disk that can burn out or wear out. So I'll lift the top off here. It's almost like a suction. It's got the suction going here. It's like vapor pressurized sealed. So on this lid here, it has this protective kind of sealant here, which allows for easy pickup here. Alright. Removing the computer, immediately we see how thin this is, how thin it actually is. And it's incredible that they can fit a quad-core i7 processor in such a thin machine. And obviously you'll notice on the right side where there traditionally is a disk drive on the traditional MacBook Pro, there is none. And none on the left side either. And the reasoning for this is obviously they eliminate the disk drive. They can make the computer more thin because they've eliminated a major component. But they've included a single USB 3.0 port on either side. There's one there on the left side of the computer and on the right side of the computer. They've also added a second Thunderbolt port, which is awesome. Thunderbolt is just incredible, allowing file transfers at 10 gigabytes per second. Apple actually began using Thunderbolt ports before anybody else, and now more and more you're seeing Thunderbolt ports on Windows computers and more off-brand other computers that aren't actually Apple OS X software. We've also got just the headphone jack here, and on the right side an SD card slot, which is great. Obviously, that's expected now in most computers, especially notebooks. And what they've added now, Apple's never had this before on a MacBook, is an HDMI port, which is excellent because most monitors now still are using HDMI or VGA connection. Thunderbolt was the original way that Apple made the monitor connection So you have an exterior monitor, you'd have to use Thunderbolt, and you'd have to purchase an Apple monitor because at the time they were the only monitors that really used Thunderbolt. But now they've allowed you to use an HDMI port, which is almost universal. And that's just great. That was a very wise move by Apple, and I love that they've done that with this new MacBook. I just went and got my Droid here. We look at a size comparison test. It is actually more thin than my Droid 2. And that's remarkable. It really is, for the amount of processing power that this has. So, in addition, we've got 16 gigabytes of regular video, 16 gigabytes of DDR3. DDR3. 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. And it's also got an NVIDIA 650M 1 gigabyte dedicated graphics card. And in addition to that, it's got 512 megabytes of Intel graphics incorporated into the actual processor. And it has graphics switching, which allows for the incredible resolution of the Retina display. And someone's at the door. Excuse me. So I'm sorry about that. I had to go get the door. There's some construction going on. So this is using an Ivy Bridge i7 quad-core 2.66 gigahertz processor, which turbo boosts 3.6 gigahertz. And you guys know that that's a lot of power, especially for something so thin, so incredibly thin. So what Apple has done here is they've revolutionized the traditional MacBook Pro and redesigned it to be so thin, only 3/4 of an inch thick, only weighing 4.5 pounds, which is incredible for a machine with this much power. They've re-engineered. You can see we've got we've got fan slits here, ventilation slits, and the way they've designed this is if I were to unscrew this backing, you'd see channels created which actually modulate the airflow throughout the system, cooling every part of the computer and exiting through these ports right here, if you can see these, right on the inside of the screen. You got those? Mm-hmm. So the airflow in this is incredibly high tech and cools the system very well. So now let me show you the sides here. Because they've eliminated a lot of the externals to allow it to be so thin and so portable and so light, and concentrate a lot of the internals on the flash memory, the 512 gigabytes of flash memory, and the processor graphics card video chip. So they've eliminated things such as the CD drive, extra USB ports to allow space for that. Now, if you look at the side here, we've got the new charging port, which is different. It's MagSafe. It has a 95 watt lithium battery inside the computer, which allows for, as they say, up to 7 hours of running battery life, which is great. And as I've heard, Mac computers retain their battery life for a long time, lasting 2 to 3 to 4 hours, even 3 or 4 years after being purchased, which is just great. So you've got a 95 watt, I believe, or maybe it's 90, I think it's 95 watt lithium battery in the computer, and an 85 watt MagSafe magnetic charger, which has been modified for the new MacBook Pro. If you've noticed, the charging port on this one is actually different than the original MacBook Pro, ones that they've made up until this year. So if you purchase the new MacBook Pro, you're not going to be able to use your previous MacBook Pro charger with it. So let's continue here with the unboxing. I'm just going to set this down here. And for how thin it is, it does actually have a good deal of weight because of all that's on the inside. But that's just to be expected with the amount of power that's in this computer. So here is the MagSafe charger. MagSafe 2 is what they're calling it because it's the new model. And we've got quite a thick cord here, but as you can see, the actual power brick is very small and is actually the same size as previous MacBook Pro power bricks. And what I really like about what Apple's done is they've maintained the absolute portability of this machine. If you look at other various high-powered gaming laptops, ones made by Asus or Alienware, you're going to be looking at a computer inches thick, not 3/4 of an inch thick, much thicker, this thick. I mean, it's incredible. And the power bricks, a lot of times, are this size. And so Apple has revolutionized portability and power into one very simple machine. So here we've got the warranty information, instruction manual, I assume, and whatever else. Let's see, let's just open it up. Designed by Apple in California. Opening this up here. Ah, it says hello. Hello. That's really cute. Leave it to Apple to do something very cute like that. We've got a quick start guide. Ah yes, very nice. So what this shows is explains all of the details, the trackpad movements, such as the single click, double click, swiping with multiple fingers, zooming in with the stretch like you do on an iPhone screen or an iPad, rotational tools. It basically outlines all of that in a nice little visual display here, which is nice. If you've never used a Mac before, that's a very convenient tool. Shows all of the computer specifications and things like that. And then on the back side, this is very convenient, it shows basically all of the iLife programs, such as iPhoto, iMovie, iTunes, Safari, Mission Control, Launchpad, iCalendar, things like that. And it shows a very quick start guide to allow you to get started right away as soon as you turn on your computer. And hello, that's just really great. So if you're an inexperienced computer user, you'll need that. But if not, and you already know what you're doing, you can just throw that away. Okay, and then what we have here is we have the MacBook Pro instruction manual, warranty information in 69 different languages, of course. Then on the ground, Apple stickers, great. I don't like stickers that much. And then here, this is kind of cool. This is like a black envelope-looking thing. I actually don't know what this is. It looks like an envelope, and it's soft. It is a microfiber cleaning cloth for your screen. That's great. Nice that they've included that. Unfortunately, the MacBook I purchased doesn't have an anti-glare screen. It's got one of those glossy screens, which a lot of people, especially gamers, seem to not like as much. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Put that back in here. It's back on the floor. But my Mac has the glossy screen, and it's nice that they included that so you can clean it, because glossy screens do tend to get more fingerprints as they're not matte and do cause some glare. Okay, so now let's open up this baby here. And now look at that. Notice the thinness of this screen now. This is just incredible. Apple has redesigned this and even more thin than the previous MacBook Pro. And what we're talking about here is the Apple Retina display notebook. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet, but the Apple has redesigned and revolutionized the way Apples will be designed now forever, and they've included the Retina display, which can be found on the Apple iPhone and the Apple iPad, which basically accelerates and exaggerates the pixel resolution, pixel ratios that this monitor has. And what we're talking about here is 2880 by 1800 pixels in this small 15-inch screen, which is just incredible. An HD television has 1920 by 1080 pixels, so that's nearly twice as many pixels. And let's just power this up. Now, because of the flash storage in this computer, you're going to have up to 4 times faster speeds on file transfers, rendering, anything that requires the transfer of data through a hard drive. Or through a program. And I'm going to turn this on now. This has already actually been turned on. And I'm just going to show you how fast the startup time is. It's about 12 to 17 seconds it takes this computer to turn on. And that's all due to the flash storage and the incredible speed that allows in this new MacBook. It's already on. See that? That was about 12 seconds right there. As you can see, we've got the new Retina display, which makes pixels essentially disappear. It looks like you're looking, if you bring up a page of text, for example, if I open Safari here, text just looks like it's from a magazine. I don't know if you can see it as well on the camera there, but it's just incredible how detailed this new Retina display makes everything. Picture resolution is impeccably greater. And I'm just very excited for this. The new operating system, OS X Mountain Lion, is actually preloaded on this new MacBook Pro. If not, it's available at the Apple Store right now for $20. You can purchase that on any of your other Macs now, and that revolutionizes the way that iPads, iPods, and iPhones interact with your actual MacBook Pro. So Apple has again stayed with the traditional chiclet keyboard, as is found on all MacBook Pros. It allows for a nice kind of pecky sound as you type, and you really know when you press a key, which is really convenient. They've also, while keeping this laptop very thin, they've maintained the backlit keyboard. And I really like the white light. Mac has always used the white light, but I turn off the lights to show you. But it's backlit with white light, and that's very nice. I was very glad when I found out that they didn't eliminate the backlit keyboard. Because they've eliminated the CD drive, they've actually replaced the eject button, which is found here, the disk drive eject button, with the actual power button. And that's how they've managed to conserve space and not add extra buttons to the computer. So this is the Apple MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display. And thank you guys very much for watching. I'm very, very excited to be using this now for the majority of my work. And I will be keeping you guys updated on my uses. Thank you.